You've got a media that is set up to do everything it can to aid her. So right now that becomes, okay, well, we're going to have a really, really long election and we're going to be counting in Pennsylvania. You know why? I think they're trying to get a message out that they're going to be counting for days in Pennsylvania, that we won't actually have a winner, because they're really hoping that they can, make sure that they find the votes in the 11th hour. I mean, this was their mistake in Florida, was it not, right? Like hanging chads, and then they went along with the decision. And I don't know if any of that would happen again, but I do know that they're not willing to have anybody concede. And they're setting the stage for that in this moment in time. So as I talk about election night, and I want you to tune in, we will have full coverage right here at 7 p.m. I would anticipate, I'm told Trump is speaking at Mar-a-Lago tomorrow night and at the convention center there in West Palm. I would anticipate that he'll be doing some kind of victory lap, if he can. I mean, unless it's just flat out the other way. But if he can, he's going to try and do that. And then everybody's going to say, no, you got to wait. You can't declare the winner yet. Senator Coons was on Fox just today talking about this, a Democrat, trying to set the stage for what could be very long.
Okay, so you said that you're optimistic about Pennsylvania. Here's something that may cause you concern. Early voting. 2024, Democrats have put in 971,615, Republicans 571,725. Compared to 2020, you're down 42%. Republicans are down 8%. And here is what Jim Messina said on Sunday with Jen Psaki on MSNBC about the early vote. Listen here.
What's their biggest concern right now if you're the Harris team?
Well, look, I think it's a couple things. The early vote numbers are a little scary, and you and I have been texting back and forth. Republicans didn't do what they did last time. Last time Trump said don't early vote, and so they didn't. Republicans do have an advantage in early vote numbers. When the early vote come in, it's going to look a little bit different than 2020, and that's scary.
So he says it's scary what he's seeing in the early vote. What do you say?
I say that I hope folks will get out there and vote if you haven't already. Exercise your right to be a part of our democracy. Yeah. And to your viewers, remember, we won't have final results here in Pennsylvania for several days.
Does it concern you, Senator, the way it concerns Jim Messina?
Well, sure, I'm concerned about this election all over the country. It is going to be razor thin. We're going to be working on it until the last hour. Part of why I've been campaigning across Pennsylvania and encouraging people to come out and vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is because I think this is very close.
Oh, but he didn't want to answer that question so directly. Now, did he? So, maybe he just needs to go over to CNN to get the answer.
Nearly every poll shows that this race is virtually tied. So let's be clear, it could end with Donald Trump or Kamala Harris winning. But if it is Harris, few people expect to hear a Trump concession speech. In fact, before ballots have even been counted before Election Day, Trump is laying the groundwork to baselessly claim the election was stolen.
They are fighting so hard to steal this damn thing. Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on in your state. Every day, they're talking about extending hours. These elections have to be decided by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on Tuesday night. Bunch of crooked people. These are crooked people.
Yeah, that's not a thing that happens. Reporters are back now. And again, it is very possible that Donald Trump could just win this outright, legit. But it's not going to happen that they're going to be done counting for lots of reasons, primarily the laws of these key states, MJ. North Carolina and Arizona, new laws may delay reporting of early votes. Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, mail-in ballots are not processed until Election Day. Nevada, ballots postmarked on Election Day are accepted even if they arrive by November 9th.
Yeah, and all of that is why we have been doing so much work to try to just prepare our readers and our viewers on what kinds of scenarios we might expect, and just to let it sink into people's heads, the potential slowness that we might see in the counting and certain states being called, that all of that is within the realm of possibility. And that has translated for the Harris campaign on actually predicting over and over again in all of their public statements, we fully expect that Donald Trump is going to either declare victory or say that something has gone awry, something sinister is at play, so that they can almost numb people to that possibility, so that when he does it, there aren't people that are saying, oh my gosh, is this a thing that's happening that we should be suspicious of? They want people to have heard that over and over again.
Okay. And it seems that you guys are doing the same thing, right? So let me just start from the beginning and say, no, it's actually not normal not to get a winner on election night. Like, it's not normal, all right? I can go back as long as I've been in this business, like 24 years. And you know what? We've always, up until 2020, had a winner on election night. I mean, well, Florida was a little different. 2000, I remember that election. I was at Bloomberg Television at the time, and I was out at a party where Bill and Hillary were supposed to be coming to celebrate the big win from Al Gore. It was in New York City on the Upper East Side at a place called Elaine's, and all of Hollywood was there. Literally, like all of Hollywood. Ben Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow, remember when they were a thing? They were there. And so my producer was trying to, I'm on the red carpet talking to people, this, that, and the other. It was very early in my career. And so I got sent out. I didn't get to sit at home base in the anchor studio, but it was fun. She's trying to pull people in for me to talk to. And she got this message from Gwyneth, which was, and I quote her, I don't know. I can't talk right now. I can't talk right now because I'm just so worried and so concerned. Because it looked like Al Gore wasn't going to win the thing. Remember? So I have a feeling they're just not willing to go back there. So if this is close in any way, shape, or form, yeah, it could go on for a long time because they're going to want to count every single absentee ballot. And don't get me wrong. I mean, if something is close, you should be counting every single absentee ballot. But I have a feeling, just a little bit of a feeling, if the tables were turned and it looked like it was super close in multiple states, but it looked like Kamala might have the edge, you know that they're not going to afford the same luxury to Donald Trump. That's just not going to happen. But they're setting the stage right now because they do know it's close, and they want you to know that this is totally normal for it to take forever. I'm just going to say it's actually not normal for it to take forever. This is new. This is sort of the modern day era. We used to always know the answer on election night. I suspect, though, and I go back to what Hillary Clinton was saying in 2020, August of 2020, just a couple of months before Biden versus Trump. She went on a podcast with Jennifer Palmieri, who used to work for her, kind of a press person, and said, if I'm Joe, if this is close, I would not give up, no matter what. So remember that. No matter what, don't give up. So if this thing is close, both sides are going to hang on. But I know Kamala's going to hang on, and she's not telegraphing that, except in these little slight ways, right? That you're hearing from Coons or that you're hearing from Dana Bash over at CNN. So prepare, I guess, for a long night. Again, I will be here with you, and we'll be looking at all of these results together. And I think that both sides are going to hang on for dear life. And that's why it's important that you get out and vote. If you're somebody who cares passionately about our country, and you got to get out and vote.